What? How do you get the mindset back after a game like that on Saturday, heading into a rivalry game?
Yeah, you have to, make a decision, and you have to almost do something to say, okay, now it's over and we're moving forward. And so, you got to get the guys together. You have to do it yourself mentally and say, okay, we have to accept what just happened and now be done with it. So we can't do anything about it now and move forward.
Is that a hard thing to balance? That hey, we need to learn from it, but you also need to flush it and move on.
Yes
or is that
and no.
kind of football?
Yes and no. I mean, obviously you want to learn from it, but I think that now is not the time. We know what we have going this week, and we'll learn from that. Later on, and we'll remember that throughout our careers, all of us, and learn the lesson that we needed to from that. But now it's time to flush it and be done with it and move forward with what the task at hand this week.
Payton, coach said that Tuesday's practice needs to be incredibly physical. As a leader on the team, how do you initiate that?
For me as a quarterback, I can't go out there and be incredibly physical. That's just the nature of the position. You can do that on Saturdays in different ways, but in practice, you're wearing a different color jersey. You can't go out there and smoke somebody. So. It's vocally and getting everybody going and getting the mindset right at practice and doing my part to raise the intensity of practice. And so that's what I plan on doing, and that's what we need to do.
You played in big rivalry games before. Your thoughts about, I guess, your excitement level about playing in this one?
Extremely excited. I know the importance of this game and how much this means to obviously us that are in it, but also the people that have grown up around it. And so. I understand that, and I, understand that's a big responsibility, and I'm excited to play my part in it and do everything I can for us to, come home with a win.
Sorry, go ahead, Jeff. Just ask the challenge of playing against a really high-level defense.
Absolutely. Their defense is very talented. They got good players, and obviously they're coached well. We'll have to put a good plan together, and us as players got to do our best to perfect that plan throughout the week and put a good week of practice together, and then go out and execute on Saturday. So, like you said, they're a very good defense statistically and then on film as well, and so got to play well.
Payton, do you remember seeing the kick six for the first time and your reaction to it?
I do. I don't remember exactly where I was, but I remember, seeing it. And I remember the call. Obviously, it's a legendary call. It's a legendary play in college football history, let alone Auburn history. So I do remember it. I remember thinking, "Holy cow! I can't believe that just happened." And obviously, that sticks with you. You see that, and you're not gonna forget it.
Payton, you were one of those guys on Saturday trying to get the run game going. You're up against Alabama too. What is it going to take for you to maybe get some of those perimeter runs and have those quarterback runs as well?
We'll have to look back early in the season against some of the other defenses that we played, and I'm sure that our coaches are doing that and then, formatting that for the defense that we're going to see this week, schematically and then also, athlete-wise, and what we think we can get going. So, I trust our coaches on that, and then when I get the game plan, I'll take a look at that and know where my eyes need to be and know what I need to do to get us positive yards.
Pass rushers like Dallas Turner and Chris Braswell, is there a coaching point to make sure that you get rid of the ball even earlier than you typically do, considering they have such a talented pass rush?
Yeah, every week you want to get rid of the ball, usually in a timely fashion. Some of the greatest quarterbacks ever, that was one of their biggest strengths, is getting the ball in their hand. It's tough as a defensive player when you're trying to get pass rush. I think, I mentioned Tom Brady, I think, last week, but I just remember watching TV and people talking about how quickly Tom Brady gets the ball out of his hands. And I know there's other really good quarterbacks that do that as well. And it's tough to get to a quarterback if he doesn't have the ball. You can't do anything about that. So that will be, I'm sure, a point of emphasis this week, and just, based on what we're running and what plays that are being called, and just for me executing quickly and going through my process efficiently and quickly, but not skipping over anything. There's a balance to that too.
How vital is it to stay on the schedule with that end, knowing that you're avoiding those third and longs like they crept back in on Saturday?
Yeah, absolutely. You always want to stay on schedule. You always want to be efficient on first down and put yourself in third and manageable. The best third down teams in the country are probably the ones that are facing the shortest distance on third down as well. So that goes back to first and second down. So that'll be a point of emphasis, I'm sure, this week. And you don't want to ever give a defense an advantage by being able to pin their ears back and fly upfield, especially when you got good pass rushers like they do. And so I'm sure that'll be something that we focus on this week.
And do you talk to any of the older guys on this team that were around when Kevin Steele was here to kind of pick their brain about maybe his defense and kind of what he likes to do?
Yeah, I'm sure that we'll get into that, today and tomorrow, and later on this week, and talking to those guys about what they remember, what they've seen, and then also just going and looking back on the film. For me, I'll be focused on what they've done this year, obviously, and the players that they have this year in terms of scouting, who they have and what they do. But yeah, I'm sure that'll be an element of that.
With Alabama's offense clicking like they are, how much pressure is it that you guys are able to generate points, considering you guys only got in the end zone once last week?
Every week you want to play complementary football, and our defense has played well this entire season, and so when we have the ball, we just need to make the most of it when we have it, and put ourselves in good situations to go down the field and score, and even those times that we don't score, move the ball and do our best to flip the field if we can, and help our defense out however we can, like they've helped us out, pretty much the entire year.
Your right foot when you came in. How are you feeling? Kind of what happened there, if anything?
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about injuries or anything like that, but I'm feeling all right.
With this fan base and this stadium, when it comes to this game, it's a great equalizer. Considering the fans left Saturday with a dirty taste in their mouth, as they head back in there Saturday, what do you expect the environment to be like, and how much do you feel like that can play a role to help you guys win this football game?
Absolutely. I feel like we have one of the best home field advantages in the country, and our fans have been awesome all season, and I'm sure that they'll be out in full support and in full volume this week as well. So, I expect them to show up in, like I said, full support and ready to go, and I'm sure that's what they're planning on doing.
Thank you, Payton.